Guys, my name is Michael and welcome to a new GTK tutorial. Today we are going to move on with our GSimpleAction and we are going to learn something new. Until now we saw how we can create a simple action where we provide the name and no parameter, and then we saw how we can create a new action with stateful, a new action again with a name without a parameter but with a state. And what we are going to learn today, we are going to learn how we can call the GSimpleAction new, where basically we are going to pass a name, a parameter and a state as well. So both, better say all three, will be today used. At this point, if I'm going to compile and run the program, you will see that we had a new, which was the item, just a regular item like a button, and then we have a check menu like right here, where basically you can check and uncheck an item, and the last one, the close one, it will be a little bit different. So let us create it. For this we need again to create a GSimpleAction, which will be this time close, to match to our close action. The next thing which we need to create a close, so I'm going to copy this part as well and I'm going to drop it here. And now let me change the open action with close. Here we have close, and now the parameter which we are going to pass basically will be the parameter type G variant type Boolean. Now we work with the parameter. What makes this thing different, you will see at a moment when we proceed with it. So at this point, because we have it, let's see, we create a close. Now the next thing which we need to create a new state. So I'm going to call it state Boolean, just to be different, because if it's not different then we'll have the same state, and that's wrong. Now let me see, what do we have? We declared a state Boolean, we create a new G variant new Boolean, we set it to true, and then we pass the state together with G variant type Boolean and the name closed on the simple action new. Let me compile it and run it for a second and see. Yes, we need to add it, to our map, so I'm going to do it right here. Copy the close and pass it right here. Let me see how it looks like at this point, because this is very important. As you can see, the close looks good, and this time instead of that check sign, we have a dot sign. As you can see, nothing special, but it is different. Now let us give it a meaning. For this, the next thing which we are going to do, we are going to call the activate signal on the close action, but here it will be a close activate callback. I'm going to create a close activate callback this time. So the difference you will see in a second. I'm going to copy this part and now close activate. Now because we have the function, let me remove this part. Let me remove this part as well, because the important thing which I want to introduce you now, it is that at this point we don't need the action state anymore, which we needed in the last video for the activate. Instead, now we have a parameter, and because we have a parameter, we decide that this parameter to be created right here, which is a G variant type Boolean. Because we have this parameter, basically in the close activate, our close activate callback becomes yet much more smaller. As you can see, we have only the G action change state, call it on the simple action and on the parameter. Let me compile it and run it for a second to see that everything works fine, and as you can see, it looks good. And now let us call the change state as well on the close action, which means at this point basically we are going to use the same change state callback from the open action, because it is the same thing. We have a dot, the open item was unchecked, yes, because we didn't change the name, and close, the open was you see. So basically it's working fine. The difference is only that we have different we have the same, we work with the same callback for both, for open action and close action. If you really insist, then you can create your own. I'm going to where's change right here. If you insist, you can do a lot of things, or you can create a second callback if you want to, like for example callback 2, wherever, it's your decision. Copy here, let me name it close. There are so many ways that you can work with one callback and give it different options. So now, because we have the change state callback 2, basically now open item was unchecked, close item was unchecked, and now we can check them both again, and the new item as well. So as you can see, now at this point we know almost everything we need to know about how you create actions like GSimpleAction new, and together with GSimpleAction new stateful. In the new stateful you saw that we can create a state without a parameter, but we can create also a state with a parameter as well. And because we have created with a parameter as well, then we could basically give a meaning for the parameter in the activate callback right here, and instead of getting the state like we did in the activate callback before, we are basically working with this parameter, because the parameter exists, which is a difference between a state and a parameter, isn't it? Because the parameter says about information about the parameter, and the state says information about the state of that action. Now in the next video we are going to learn how we can, for example, connect these three items like radio buttons, for example, radio menus, where you have 3 options and you choose one of them with the help of the GSimpleAction new and GSimpleAction new stateful. That being said, thank you guys for watching. If you like it, please subscribe, share with your friends and neighbors, and until next time, see you guys.